Ow. uh. Yo, what's going on YouTube? My name is Bradioactive, otherwise known as the coach of your Iowa Hawluchas for the last battle circuit, otherwise known as the LBC. Guys, I'm doing a draft league again. It's been quite a while. So I'm excited to hop back into it. The idea behind joining this league for me was, first of all, KyleAye, who is our week 1 opponent this week. We are taking on KyleAye and the Miami Donphans. He had been posting on Twitter that he wanted to get a new league and everything going again. And so I kind of like sent the little like eyes emoji and was like, yo, let's do this. And he hit me up and we got it set up. My idea behind joining a draft league is that Sword and Shield is right around the corner. I really want to try and do more battles going into that generation because I've been pretty lackluster about it in the past. So I want to join this league, try and shake off a little bit of the rust, get myself more so familiar with Pokemon competitively again, and hopefully that'll allow me to go into Sword and Shield with a little bit more knowledge and like experience. One other thing, guys, I never did a draft analysis because draft analysis truthfully aren't really my style. So I'll go ahead and flash the team on screen here real quick so that you guys can see what we're rocking with. Another thing as well, I should plug t-shirts. I do have Iowa Hawluchas t-shirts available on my Design by Humans store. The link to that will be in the description of the video. So if you guys want to go the extra mile and buy a t-shirt and support the battles and the team and myself that way, feel free. Obviously not a requirement. I don't expect anybody to like shell out money for t-shirts or anything like that. It's just there if you guys want it. I'm really proud of the designs too. All the Design by Humans stuff is very high quality. Some of the softest shirts I own, guys. So if you've got the extra cash and you want to consider picking one up, definitely do so. So just let me have my little sellout moment there. Other than that, guys, yeah, so it's been a while since I've done draft, like I said. I post commentate these things because I like doing the HD Citrus stuff. So you guys are gonna have to bear with me. My commentary might be a little rough around the edges until later in the season because it's been so long since I've done it. So hopefully it's not a total mess, but I guess we'll see. This week, guys, we brought Krookodile, Rhyperior, Zeraora, Mineshow, Mawile, which is our Mega, and Slowbro, against KyleAye's Smeargle, Entei, Toxapex, Clefable, Mamoswine, and Registeel. And other mons that Kyle has on his team include things like Decidueye, Lycanroc Dust, Electivire, Mega Latios, which I was really glad not to see this week. And then he's got Scrafty as well. So he's got a fair amount of pretty big offensive threats and a pretty good defensive core too. When I saw that, my idea was that I wanted to build my team with a couple more defensive mons on it, but also be able to really like get in, shut stuff down, shut stuff like the Clefable down or the Toxapex down, for example. And just go and hit things hard. So that was my idea behind the team this week. There's a lot of stuff with Taunt on it. There's a lot of stuff with Toxic on it. Just like I said, because I wanted to Toxic anything that could heal. I wanted to Taunt anything that was going to set up on us. So yeah, that was the idea behind the team this week. So let me go ahead and get into it. And like I said, let's hope this isn't a total mess. So you guys are going to see here that we are going to challenge KyleAye to the battle. And I am going to go ahead and lead with Are You Okay Annie, which is my Krookodile. My idea here was that I can hit Entei hard, I can taunt Clefable, I can set up rocks, I can knock off something. He leads Smeargle. Smeargle is a really unpredictable mon because it can have literally any move, but they typically are setup mon, so he's gonna go ahead and fake out. I assume just to get some chip damage off and flinch me, so that way he can gain some momentum. My idea here is I'm gonna taunt. I'm gonna shut down any setup moves that this Smeargle may have. And obviously that worked because he immediately switched out and decided to go into Clefable. Right here, I clicked EQ, knowing that the Smeargle was probably going to swap out and that I could just get some damage off on anything that was going to come in. Which we did, but unfortunately, and then my next idea was that I was going to switch into Slowbro, absorb a potential Moon Blast, I can Toxic, I can Scald, and I have Calm Mind on this thing, so I can set up as well. He's going to go ahead and recover and restore all the damage that Crocodile got off of it, and then start Toxic-ing us, probably predicting that we were some sort of setup set, or, like, bulky wall recover set. I went ahead and Calm Mind here with an intent to try and start setting up so that way I can fire off Scalds or Psyshocks and do a lot of damage. This ended up not working. But I'm gonna click Toxic to try and Toxic either the Clefable or anything that might switch in. And unfortunately switches into the Registeel. I wonder if he kind of predicted that too. That was such an amazing switch, honestly, knowing that I might Toxic and that he can switch into this and just get a free turn. I am going to go ahead and switch into Mind Shao here. I can high jump kick, I can U-turn out, I can knock off, again, I can Toxic. There's a lot of options here. So if he were to stay in on this Registeel, I easily could have just high jump kicked. I knocked off thinking that he was going to switch. I really wish that I had high jump kicked here. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20. So he switches out of Registeel and goes back into Clef. I decide here that I'm going to U-turn out and try to, again, that whole like gaining momentum, trying to get ahead of the curve thing. I am going to play aggressively, and I am going to switch into Mawile. Mawile is a beast. It hits anything pretty hard, no matter what it does. So obviously we make it up here. I click Iron Head, just thinking, you know, again, either this Clefable dies to Iron Head, period, or something gets hit hard. This caught me off guard. Like, when I saw this, I literally have it in my notes. Inferno Overdrive Clef, are you fucking kidding me? So he goes ahead and Inferno Overdrives. He probably, like, Mawile's a good check to Clefable, so it does make sense. We don't die, which is awesome. We live on 2 HP and we get our Iron Head off, and Clefable is the first Mon to go down in this match. I'm super happy about that. At this point, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stick around with Mawile, knowing that if I were to switch it out and bring it back in, it's going to die to Stealth Rocks damage. So my intent here was just to click attack, or just to attack with something, in the event that like I could get some damage off. But I wanted to sack Mawile at this point. It did something. So, and knowing that it was gonna die on Stealth Rocks, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to keep it around. But he did Spore us, he put us to sleep, so we never got any more damage off on this thing. And then he also set up 2 layers of spikes. So in my notes, I'm like, yo, I'm like really regretting not bringing Tornadus and having some form of hazard control at this point. But it is what it is, man. So he goes ahead and V-creates, and Mawile goes down. I'm going to go ahead and switch into Rhyperior at this point. I'm just going to start EQing things. EQ knocks out the Smeargle. If he switches out into Entei, it kills that. Otherwise, you know, any sort of chip damage off on anything is always a good thing. So I click EQ, and it takes down Samuel, the Smeargle here. He is going to, let's let it do its thing. Come on, leftovers. All right. So here he is going to go into his Entei finally. And there's another pretty fire move. Like, I really got to applaud Kyle. Like, his preparation was great. This Entei has Solar Beam. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know Entei got Solar Beam. But then he also had the Power Herb to try and knock off Rhyperior. But I knew, a standard Entei set, I knew with staying in on Rye, I could live a hit from Entei, which is why I stayed here. Thankfully, the Solar Beam didn't kill us, and we were able to get an EQ off and take down this Entei as well. Entei was one of the bigger threats that I was really like, yo, this thing can really like run through my team if I don't prep for it properly, because as anybody that plays Pokemon for a while knows, a choice banded Entei is scary. So I'm glad that thing's gone. He goes into Mammo. I tried to click Stealth Rock here, knowing that Rhyperior was going to die. I forgot about Priority Ice Shard, and I know that's like thinking back on it, I know that's like one of Mamoswine's like primary moves. I'm sorry guys, like I said, it's been a while. I forgot about Ice Shard. I switched into Zora here. I have Iron Tail on here, so I knew that it had a chance to kill. Unfortunately, it didn't. I thought that if I could kill the Mamoswine, I could potentially just start sweeping with Zero Aura from here. That doesn't happen. I'm going to go ahead and swap to Slowbro here, thinking that if he stayed in on the Mamoswine, that I knew that Scald would kill. Otherwise, obviously, I have that burn chance on anything that was going to come in. The other thing is that if he were to switch to Toxapex here as well, I could have Psyshocked it. So, yeah. So he's going to swap out of Mamoswine here, and he is going to go into his title, the Toxapex. Like I said, I clicked Scald, knowing that it would kill Mammo. And then I think my next move, I believe, is Psyshock as well. So just give it a second, guys. Sometimes my commentary is a little bit faster than the video is, which is impressive. I'm surprised that I'm doing this well so far. He Veno Shocks here. He gets a crit. I Psyshock. Slowbro, the next turn, is going to go down to poison damage, but we got a pretty fair amount of damage off on the Toxapex, which is awesome. So, unfortunately, like I said, Slowbro is going to die here. So, my next thing is I'm going to switch into Are You Okay, Annie? And I'm going to do the thing that I apparently am kind of known for sometimes, and that's just spam the shit out of Earthquake. Because, I don't know why, it works. So many things get damaged heavily by Earthquake. Ground moves are OP. I don't know. So yeah, like I said, we Earthquake, and it takes down the Toxapex. I mean, otherwise, Mammo was gonna go down, Reggie was gonna go down. It didn't matter if he switched or not. So he switches into Mamoswine here and fires off an Ice Shard that is going to go ahead and kill Crocodile, because of course it is. So I go ahead and I switch into Mind Shout here, knowing that Zero Aura is pretty weakened at this point, and I don't really want to lose it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I knock off here because it kills the Mammo. It doesn't really do anything to the Registeel because we knocked it off earlier. But I mean, it gets some damage off. So I don't know what the case was here. I don't know if he predicted me to switch into Zera or what, or just at this point was throwing the match. But we get the high jump kickoff. It takes out the Reggie, and then he is gonna switch back into Mammo, his last mon. He's gonna Ice Shard. So yeah, he Ice Shards, and it doesn't kill. Mind Shout, thankfully, we live on 30%, and I'm able to get one more knockoff out, taking out the Mamoswine and securing the loss because KyleAye has never lost. No, man, we secure the win, man. So I'm super excited about that. Like, I'm over the moon that our first week battle for the first league that we've been in a long time was a win. I will say that there was one point, and I don't think I mentioned it, that Smeargle spored on my Rhyperior, and it missed. And I think that the battle would have been a lot different if not for that. So, I mean, I'm personally glad that I missed, but, you know, who knows how it would have gone if that hadn't happened. But like I said, I'm over the moon. KyleAye's video will be in the description if you guys want to go ahead and check out his side of the match as well. Would really appreciate it if you guys did that because Kyle's a cool dude. I really appreciate him inviting me to do this league. And having confidence in me knowing that, like, I hadn't battled in a while. So definitely go and support him. If nothing else, leave a like on his video and stuff. Leave a comment down below, guys, if you are excited for the LBC battles going forward. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.